welcome back. I'm just listening to this banger music. Let's say it's really freaking awesome. I really like it. But anyway, welcome back to this game, everyone. You know what game this is? Come on, tell me you know what the game this is. Well, why don't I tell you for myself? Welcome back to PARANORMASIGHT, Set of Mysteries of Honjo. Game where you play as different characters, all stuck within the same mystery, the same situation. A curse, a stone, and a rite that can resurrect a loved one or someone that you know, some dream, perhaps. But it requires murder for it to happen. And we have to control each and every of these characters that have the stones. And all their stories, find out why. Anyway, where I'm at is we just finished Shogo Okie's story. He died to one of the curse stones, which killed him after he fulfilled his requirements to bring someone back to life. We don't know why, and I don't know either. Let's continue. The roots of the three protagonists have now been unlocked. Of the three protagonists? Oh wait, are you saying there's only three protagonists and I'm playing as 9? Haru Shigema, a woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Tetsuo Satsumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who's looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Miyako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friend back from the dead, a girl who died in a suspicious suicide. Oh. I didn't piece it together beforehand, but really now. Each of them is burdened with the circumstances and leave them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Oh, in these three storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Just 8, so I feel a lot more lively and energetic than I did before. It's nice. Anyway, we'll start with, well, it seems like... It seems like Haru... Harley? I think it's Haru. It seems like Haru, what happens there happens later in the night compared to the first two. So I think I should probably do the first two first, and then do Haru Shigema's story, or start on it once I've gone past those points. So it feels like they begin later on. I know that you could probably do it in order, you know? It'd probably be better if you did it in order. But I honestly don't care. I kind of want to just... I mean, I want to do it the way I want to do it, so... I'm going to do it... I'm going to start with... Crime scene investigation. Let's start with the crime scene investigation. Crime scene investigation. Tetsuo Satsumi. Also, I've only seen the first few parts of Haru's story. I don't think I actually seen any parts of Tetsuo or the other girl story. So this is all going to be new to me. So my reactions are going to be genuine and not fake. Aside from the jump scares. They always get me for some reason. Also, I do have a headache, but it should go away within the hour, hopefully, because I ate a lot. And that should make the headache go away, but if it doesn't, we'll have to live through it, because I'm not taking pain medication for it. I don't like doing that. Anyway, crime scene investigation. Tetsuo Satsumi, Chief Inspector of the Metropolitan Police Department, 1st Investigative Division, is investigating the mysterious death of a fellow officer. He visits the scene of the incident, the former Yasuda Gardens, with the subordinate, Jun Ario. 11 p.m. Former Yasuda Gardens. Hey boss, forensics is all done. Crime scene is clean. The other officers have all gone home. It's just us now. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow like nothing ever happened. I doubt it'll get many visitors after everything that's happened. Be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they'll be lining up to get in. Occult stuff is really popular right now. Did you not know that, boss? Sounds stupid. No, it's not exactly rooted in science, but if ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them here to purpose. This guy, oh yeah, no, he knows what's up. If the ghosts really did exist, you could just ask them who killed you. It's like, hey, who killed you? Give me a name or a description. Anything that could help us find your killer. Put him to the ground right beside you. Ha ha. I'm joking. Somehow I doubt it'd be that simple. Oh, but you know, I've heard that high school girls are really into the spirit board thing these days. Especially you can call a spirits and talk to them by using a board with letters on it. Wouldn't that be something? You can try it out yourself if you're so interested. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss. What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're gonna solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper? You look freaked out, dude. Are you secretly afraid of ghosts? I was like, you know all about it. You've got to be open-minded. But if that's how police work is gonna be from now on. You make me laugh. What was up there? Spirit board. With the occult craze, divination has become popular among young boys and girls. Excuse me, apologize. All one needs is a coin and a piece of paper with letters and numbers written on it. Using these, all one has to do is ask a question of the called upon spirit, and it will move the coin and answer. It is believed to be a tool that was adopted from Western spiritualism and molded by Japanese occult enthusiasts. Though it is considered a form of divination, the ritualistic nature of its usage can cause self-hypnosis or autosuggestion, leading to hallucinations or symptoms similar to spirit possession. Many schools banned these spirit boards after there were several cases of students sneaking into school at night, in addition to stories of people having seizures when using the boards. That's not good. Listen up, Ario. You can't go blaming the death of your buddy on something like the occult. I don't care if it was ghosts or the occult or what. Whoever or whatever it was that did this. I'll get them. I promise you that. Well, about the right attitude. But we don't even know if this is a murder yet. Biases weaken our judgment. Get too fixated on one thing, and you stop seeing everything else. Aye, boss. So, now that we've finished investigating the scene, let's review what we know. Now? It's getting late. I figured we head straight home from here. Come on! We got to go over all the info we've gathered. And what better place to do that than here at the scene of the crime where we can soak up the atmosphere? Soak up the atmosphere? The hell is there to soak up? Must be really into this occult stuff you get off on being in a place like this. Wait, you mean being somewhere like this doesn't get your blood pumping? No way. No, don't turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one here. Cripes. Wait, does he have an accent? Is he Australian? No, don't turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one here. Cripes. Fine, let's get this over with. Aye, boss. Crackies. The former Yasuda Gardens here in Yokohama, Ichinomi, were originally built as part of a daimyo's estate back in the Edo period. The park became city property a number of years ago and underwent extensive renovations. So it's still around at this time of night? Quiet doesn't even begin to describe it. This pond, they say it used to flow into the Sumida River. But the river became so polluted that they cut it off. Village back there. Bridge. Scene. This is where the victim was found. This is where the victim was found. I apologize. This is where the victim was found. It's clean now. It almost feels like nothing happened here at all. Once an incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Not that knowing that is any consolation. I've got a bad feeling about this case. My gut is rarely wrong. I knew this would be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into it. June Ariel, detective in the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, First Investigative Division. His rank is sergeant. It's his first time leading a case, since he's graduating from rookie to newbie. He looks put together on the outside, but acts like a kid most of the time. Honestly, the force could use more people like him. Oh, that's nice. It's nice of him to say that. Most police officers probably say, we don't need kids on the police force. That's usually what they say. But either way, so glad you're back in the first division, boss. I've always admired your work. You're like a god to me. You're the whole reason I became a detective in the first place. Yeah, about that. People have been saying that ever since you first entered the academy, but... Yes, that's because it's true. I couldn't believe you got transferred out of the first just as I was assigned to it. It's getting to work a case like this now. It's two of us. Just a dream. It's a dream to come true. Happy as I am to hear that, well, how should I put it? What is it? That's true. I'm not sure you've been showing me the appropriate amount of respect. Huh? But I do respect you. Don't tell me you're going senile, boss. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you run your mouth like that. It's getting late. You must be sleepy. Don't worry, boss. I'll make sure we get out of here soon. Yeah, I get it. Been wowed by your shrewd detecting abilities all day today. Oh, really? Funny. I've been wowed by you too. I've read that whole sentence wrong. I've been wowed by boots? I've been wowed by your shrewd detecting abilities all day today. Oh, really? Funny. I've been wowed by you too. I've been wowed by your shrewd. So, early in the morning yesterday. Oh. Staff member found the victim collapsed here in the park and called the police when they realized he was dead. Oh, he's grabbing his shirt. And he's drowned from the looks of it. Doesn't look like he's been burned. But there were no obvious external wounds. Bet that he was a police officer, and the evidence of a struggle means it's likely that this was a murder. Assuming this was done by a curse stone and not a legitimate murderer who might have just strangled him with this chain here, for instance. I mean, the hand grabbing the shirt makes me think that it might have been like a heart attack, maybe, or a lung attack. That's it. Yeah, the lungs. Maybe something stopped his breathing, like drowning, for instance. I don't know. The Sumida office sent it over to us since it involved the death of an officer, and we were tasked about the investigation. What we need to do is figure out what happened and whether there was foul play involved. I think that about sums things out. But, boss? Yeah? Is this case really important enough to assign to someone from the investigation division? I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but it's all up to the higher-ups. I'm sure they've got their reasons. Boss, you know something, don't you? It'll all become clear in time. Try not to worry about it too much. Thinking about it, The only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe he knew something he wasn't supposed to. Some kind of secret or something. Isn't that right? Pretty sharp sometimes, you know that? If you picked up on that, you should be able to put the rest together yourself. No, it is our duty to get to the bottom of a suspicious death. Especially one involving an officer. Victim is Hajime. First Shuichi, now Hajime? Well, are we gonna get a Makoto and a Kaede as well? Freaking Danganronpa protagonists. First Shuichi, the name of the son of that lady Haru. Now Hajime, the name of that police officer. Are we gonna get a Kaede, the dead sister of freaking the high school girl? And a Makoto? A freaking Makoto? Dude. Just some dude. The victim is Hajime Yashimi of the Juvenile Division of the Sumida City Communists. Of the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau. Excuse me, I apologize. 27 years old, single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles and education. His rank was senior police officer. Knew him well, didn't you? What was he like? I realize now I should try and play some games with my friend Aaron. I haven't talked to him in a while. Oh well. That doesn't concern my viewers, but just speaking my thoughts out loud. Yes, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or two. You two did not look like you'd be friends at all. But then again, the duos that look nothing alike and act nothing alike are the best kind of duos because they are the best. Can't think of the reason with the right words, but you get what I mean. He could be a little rowdy, but he was like a big brother to us all. He was kind and cared about his friends. For better or worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. Man always showed empathy, and I heard he was popular with the locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation. Sounds like we lost a good one. Yes, we did. We truly did. I knew being a cop was dangerous. I knew something like this could happen, but it's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling. He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks. He was at the top of our class. Only problem was that he took on so much. He had the most unfinished paperwork, too. I always felt we'd need an unusual guy like him to help us solve all our unusual cases. Hajime Yoshimi. Sex, male. Occupation, community safety officer. Career cycle? None. Hajime was a police officer with the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau. Look at that face. It's a good-looking face. And was primarily responsible for juvenile and education cases. He held the rank of head patrol officer, and entered the force at the same time as Junirio. Hajime was found dead under mysterious circumstances at the former Yasuda Gardens early in the morning yesterday. Once a rebellious gang member himself, Yoshimi turned his life around and used his own experiences to connect with troubled youth as a police officer. While his appearance and demeanor suggested a man, he was rough around the edges. He was a passionate, loyal, and caring man at heart. Looked up to as a big brother by his peers, Yoshimi achieved stellar results in his work with juvenile cases, but his consistently sloppy paperwork and less than formal attitude essentially doomed his career and had him writing formal apologies on the regular. He left behind a fiancée whom he had been dating since high school. Oh. So, he was single? Don't worry, you're plenty unusual yourself. Me? I was the most normal of my classmates! Oh god, that's like... Besides, the real weirdo among us quit the academy a long time ago. There's one even weirder than you? Damn. That's good. I knew this would be a treacherous chase from the moment we were dragged into it. That was a new line. What's that? Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently. He ended up with the police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helped him get back on track. The reason he wanted to become a cop was to pay his kindness forward. Said it was the first time he ever took his studies seriously. That's a good story. Love that kind of thing. Makes me want to have a drink in his honor. Please don't make fun of my dead friend. Hey, I said in his honor. You should aspire to become the kind of cop people miss when they die in the field. You say that like it's a sure thing, I'll die. Besides, if I end up biting it, I'm sure you'll be the one who misses me most, boss. Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale. He's like, Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes. I can already see it. Ariel! No! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed? You know, he's doing that as an impression of him. I can already see it. Ariel! No! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed? I have no idea what's going on that head of yours. Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait. You can't wait for your own death? Get it together, kid. Oh my god. Sheesh, you really are something. Thank you? Oh. I like these two. They're so different, but they work so well together. What about the victim's family? The Yoshimi family is from Kitasenju in Adachi City, but Hajime's parents died a long time ago. Oh shoot. He lived there all alone. No siblings or anything. I went to his house a few times for drinks, and I was surprised. It's this huge, old-looking place. Like, you know, the kind of place that seems super haunted. And he lived there alone. He lived at the home of an old noble family. It's hard to imagine him being such a delinquent living in a house like that. There's that bias I was talking about. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things were complicated. That's a bias, too. We never talked about any of that, even when we were drunk, so I don't know much about it. Oh, one more thing. Yeah? Hajime was engaged. He'd be seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school over 10 years. They just started talking about getting married. What was her name again? He showed me a picture once. She was a beautiful woman. That's so. How terrible for her. She may know if there'd been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her. Yeah, his fiancé may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at the Sumida Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow. I wonder. I mean, we haven't seen her face or anything. She'd be a completely new character. But I'm thinking, is there a possibility that she's the woman we saw with the glasses guy? The one that had the foot washing mansion spirit following him? He was the curse bearer of that one. You think she might be Hajime's fiancé? It's a possibility. Or hey boss. What is the case that Hajime was running? Oh great, that's the kind of stuff I want to know. What was Hajime working on the day he died? Well, according to his report from the day before, he had 2 cases involving juveniles. First was the suicide of a high school girl who jumped off a building in Kamazawa last week. And, yeah, I did hear about that. Oh my gosh. The girl's name was Michio Shiraishi. She was a second-year student at Kamagata High School. Oh my gosh. Youch. That's not good. Not good at all. It seems as though Hajime had contact with her even before this incident. So she'd been in trouble for some time. That's the thing. About a month ago, he happened to see her walking around town. She looked upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she wouldn't tell him what. This must have been trouble at home. But he thought too. He visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there was no problem. So there's nothing else he could do. And now she's dead. It's possible he could have prevented her suicide then. He must have been devastated. And that's why he was looking into this Michio Shiraishi again. But he must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to the end of her life. Ultimately, he never reported the findings of the investigation. Let's see. And you're thinking that You're thinking it might have had something to do with his death. We'll have to find out what it is Hajime discovered. Right, let's check with the Sumida Police Department about that tomorrow, too. 4! And what was the other case he was working? This one was also related to a Gamagata High student. The troublemaker named Hitomi Akuda. She seems to be the leader of a group of kids who get up to no good. Juvenile delinquency. Fun. He was pretty bad for a while. The charges, destruction of property, assault and battery, you name it. Hajime had been working with her for about 6 months, and she was finally starting to open up. Then, he met with the girl the day he had died. Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd be worried about how she'd get on without him. Right, just when she finally found an adult she could trust, she might act out without someone to help her get through this. We'll have to make sure that the Sumida Community Safety Bureau does their job. What? We can't rule out the possibility that meeting with this delinquent girl has something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her too. Yes, you're right. She may have been the last person to see him alive after all. I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they'll actually let us talk with her. That's what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm on them if they need convincing. Yeah. I'm sure they'd prefer me over a scary-looking old man like you, boss. Watch it. I'm still your superior. You ought to act like you respect me, at least. Oh, I thought I was. You were? Shit. Is that just how your generation speaks? You really are a new breed. It's probably just me, actually. Well, don't think you can get away with that with other people. So anyways, boss. Were you even listening? Oh my god. So anyways, you've got quite a bit to look into tomorrow. First, the 2 Kamagata High School cases that Hajime was handling. And meaning to speak with his fiancé as well. This is up for tomorrow. Notes of Hajime Yoshimi. Case notes regarding the death of Hajime Yoshimi, officer with the Sumida Police. Is this in the gameplay guide? That's weird. 1. Summary. Body found at former Yasuda Gardens. Estimated time of death, 2 days prior, at approximately 11 a.m. Cause of death, acute heart failure. That's why he's clenching his chest. Cause unknown. Signs of struggle found at the scene. Efforts to locate witnesses underway. Body discovered by groundskeeper. Currently investigating the fiancé of the deceased and 2 female students from Kamagata High School that the deceased had contact with as persons of interest. It is in the gameplay guide. That's weird. Wait. The cause of death? We won't know until the autopsy is done. From what we've seen, though, it appeared to be some kind of acute heart failure. And since he had no record of chronic illness and had no visible wounds, it's possible that poison or drugs could have been involved. Dying in the middle of the park like that, it certainly seems suspicious. Found signs of a struggle at the scene, so his footprints belong to an unidentified individual. We've got people trying to identify those prints. If we can find who they belong to, we might be able to figure out this whole thing out. Yes, wouldn't that be nice if that were the end of it? The only things Hajime had on him were his badge and his wallet in his pockets, so we could roll out and mug it. Though there probably aren't many people who think to try to mug a cop. Who think to try mugging a cop as big as him. I also heard that Hajime got into a fair few fights in his younger days. He started judo once he became an officer and rose up the ranks quickly. Sounds like the perp would have been pretty strong to take on Hajime. Time of death was around 11 p.m. 2 days ago, outside of the park's operating hours, of course. His body was found early in the morning yesterday. 11 p.m. the day before yesterday. What was Hajime doing out here at that time in the first place? That's the question, isn't it? The entrance to the park is closed after hours. There's a small gate that'd be fairly easy for him to get through if he really wanted to. That would, of course, be breaking and entering, but what do you think, Bob? Maybe someone called him here? I mean, makes sense. If it was someone who killed him first, there's a possibility that someone he knew called him here. That's why he came here. I have to imagine a cop like Hajime would trespass for no reason. But since it seems like someone else was here with him, could they have called him here? Oh, that does seem likely. They must have been talking about something pretty sensitive to come here in the middle of the night. So Hajime met someone here discussing it in secret. And then, they got into a fight? No, that wouldn't match the cause of death. There were no wounds on the body that would indicate a spontaneous scuffle. Kurt must have planned something. And you think it was meditated? That would mean they followed Hajime to the park with the intent to kill him? Well, there's still the possibility that it was just some kind of accident. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime and things went south from there. We should be able to get a clearer picture once we know exactly what killed him. Woo! Right. On the topic of family, what's yours like, boss? What was wrong with you? Prying into my personal life all of a sudden. Just, never heard you talk about them or anything. Oh, are you single? Shut it. That's none of your business. Well, ever since I joined the force, I've been thinking. The department really pressures young officers to get married. Wonder why that is. You don't say anything like that, though. How should I know? I came to the pressure myself and got married 20-some years ago. That face! It's a face of disgust. Huh, so then. God, you're relentless. You took our daughter and left 4 years ago. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe she gave up a guy like you. It's never home much. To focus on work. Come home late only to get called right back out again. Plus, being a cop is dangerous work. I don't blame her for getting fed up with it all. That's sad, especially when you're out here putting your life on the line. Oh, is that why you transferred out of the first? It's already too late by then. You gotta be careful, Ariel. Say that, but there's not much I can do, is there? That's the nature of our job. There aren't many who can really understand it, not unless they're involved with police work themselves, or related to someone who is. But wait, you have a daughter, boss? You really think I want to talk about her after all that? Have some sense. Come on, I promise I don't mean this the way it sounds, but how old is she? Come on, I promise I don't mean this the way it sounds, but how old is she? Oh my god, this guy. Oh. Jeez, you don't know when to quit, do you? I'm just trying to look so intrigued. Jeez, well, she's a bit rough around the edges. I think most men are intimidated by her. As to her, she's living by herself and going to college. Congratulations. Wow, a college student. Men love an educated woman. God, shut up already, Aria. Stop that. What kind of cop are you, making baseless assumptions like that? She's living on her own, though, huh? Just worry about her. Worry? Oh, I don't even know where she lives. Oh, so she hasn't told you. Probably because she knows you'd follow her around everywhere. I would not. I don't think. Come on now, we both know that's not true. Listen here. You may look like a mean old man, but you sure have a soft side. What? Is that supposed to be a compliment? I can't keep up with you. We're done talking about this. No, we're not. Oh, that reminds me. If you got married 20 years ago, you must have been right around the Nejima murder. You know your history. Yeah, that happened a year or two after our wedding. You were the one who arrested the killer, weren't you? We studied that case at the academy. I was only in elementary school at the time, but I still remember people talking about some dangerous criminals getting arrested. All that was just cracking the case, finding the guy. It was all just happenstance. I'd really rather not think about it. It was a disturbing case. It did not make your skin crawl when you learned about it at the academy. It did. We were all terrified. Sounds about right. No one could believe that such a mild-mannered man could have committed such a terrible murder. He had overlooked one little thing. We'd never have caught him at all. I think I remember hearing there was only one charge brought against him in the end. That's right, we didn't have the evidence. And there was no way such a meticulously planned crime could have been there first, but he may have struck Yumachika and Nejima in a cell. But it was no victory. He always had the upper hand. All the damage he did to everyone involved, especially the victim's classmates. Already been 20 years, huh? God damn it. This is why I try to think about it. I'm sorry. The Nejima murders, overview. And the gameplay guide as well. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed it to belong to a... This revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student. It appeared to have been severed deliberately. The police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be part of their leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so police were able to open new clues. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, our investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a questioning about a separate incident, Fumachika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underground storeroom of the shop, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target and seeing her walking alone at night. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, and severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was still conscious, as she screamed silently behind her sealed lips. He proceeded to her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees, working his way inwards slowly and methodically. His victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Nejima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home, in the Sumida River, before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. Yeah, I don't think so. No one just says, look at that girl walking alone home alone. She's perfect for my She's perfect. She's perfect. Kidnaps them and then thinks, I'm gonna cut off their limbs, fingers, everything, little by little, as they scream in pain. But their screams can't be heard because their mouth can't move. Like, what the fuck, man? What's wrong with you? Who does that? Then again, there are people out there who are way worse. I mean, seriously, some people out there aren't human. They're literal monsters. You can't even call them human. They don't show remorse. They don't show any signs of emotion or care in the world of what their actions have done, what their actions did. Family, friends. Same. Once apprehended, Nejima brutally divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, I don't know what came over me. I know what was wrong. In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his method strongly suggests that he had committed similar crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to light. Nejima was sentenced to life in prison at his first hearing. The sentence was imposed with no appeal from the defendant. So all this occult stuff, have you heard about it, boss? What are you talking about? It's the Rite of Resurrection thing that everyone's talking about. No, not you too. I've been hearing about that shit everywhere. Oh, you have? That's surprising. Who cares what people are talking about? It's got nothing to do with our job. Don't you think the occult stuff with this case feels, I don't know, realer somehow? The whole thing started right here in Honjo in Samita City, so I thought that maybe. Cut it out. Nothing good can come of getting involved with that rite of whatever, that record of fates. Sounds like you know all about it. Boss, are you secretly into the occult? Stop that. Seriously, this isn't a joke. I get why you'd be intrigued by something called the Rite of Resurrection if a buddy of yours died, but bringing the dead back to life, that's the stuff of fantasy. It's not real. So don't go hoping for miracles. Got it? He's got a point. Well, boss, I think that about does it. Right. Let's call it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. What the hell? Oh, God, what is that? Huh? Boss, what's wrong? I told me we were going senile. Do not be fooled. It's the true lie. It is no rumor. Believe me. See the truth. Damn it. It was that case all along. What? Case. What? Boss? What is it? Is there something over there? Ah! It's just deep sorrow. The resentful memory is rolling into my mind. Those who deceive with falsehoods and untruth. They lie hung up forever in eternal darkness. Kill them. Kill them. Those who spread lies. Kill them all. It required the powerful curse spell in Evergreen Beach. It used to kill those who intentionally try to mislead you. That's a really cool way to kill someone. Started getting them to come around. Pretty much, if you tell the truth all the time, you're good. Best to use curse button when someone lies to you. But I'm a detective. Why would I try to kill someone like that? That's off there. Enduring superstition. Once upon a time in the north. Oh yeah, I've already read this, but we got some new stuff. The cursed power. Kills by hanging one who tries to mislead the cursed bearer with false things. Hanging! Then, simple memory. He deceived us with his so-called rite of resurrection. Huh? The man who tricked the people with his false dark art swings from a rope. They thought the man had escaped the previous night, but oddly enough he was found hanging in a garden of the Diamond's mansion that morning. The man, a local named Junkichi, known for his kind temperament and skill in handling Matsuike classes. While his life wasn't always easy, he was optimistic and kept a smile through whatever life threw at him. He was the kind of man who would take care of those who didn't have anyone else to rely on. The prosperity that the Ukiyo-Ibun brought must have been what fanned the flames of his greed. The old craftsman was found in a miserable state, as if sentenced to some cruel fate. Perhaps he ended his own life, unable to bear the weight of his crime, but dead men tell no tales. And the people thought of him as a bad man even in death. He hung there for days, till his neck stretched horrifically. The visage of pain still etched on his face. It's clear he must have struggled greatly as he died. His flesh marked with dark scars where the rope wrapped around his whole body. The beech tree's leaves do not fall, and neither did the man's body hanging from it, as the mansion's owner was not at home. Another unfortunate event. People held their tongues. Fearing divine punishment, the rumors persisted nonetheless. All died, let's say. Murderous impulse seeps in my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. You hear it, curse bearer. You, who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Boss. Boss, what's the matter? Don't tell me you really went senile. Sorry, I'm fine. Ariel. Yes? I have some bad news. Oh no. Your senility is kicking in, isn't it? No, we've got a bit of trouble on our hands. Looks like we'll be working some overtime. We're not going home tonight. Huh? What are you talking about? Please, Nicole, you understand. Okay? Alright. Come for the curse bearers. Really? Well, I think it's a good point to leave it off, don't you? We did part of him, right? Yeah. I think that I don't think I'm gonna keep with their stories going on like that. I think I'm gonna move on to this one next. And so, yeah. But for this episode, I think I'm gonna leave it off here. Yeah. Because, well, it's been going on for quite a while now, and this feels like a good stopping point. So I'll start off the next episode in a moment. I'm enjoying this game quite a bit, but this next episode might be the last one for tonight, and then I'm gonna call it quits for today, and maybe record more tomorrow. Since, yeah. So, see you next episode, everybody.